fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door.
My first.
Get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze for days. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door. We get that fresh glaze on the D-roll. Pulling up, smoking haze through the back door.
Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for today. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. We will be sniping value throughout the live stream. Everybody who is joining, you guys will become millionaires by the end of the live stream. I do promise. I do not swear. I promise that you guys will become millionaires at the end of this live stream. So, also known for breaking a lot of promises in my past time. So, not TJ, Dustin, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I know I was going to say it's been a little while since me and you've been on a stream together.
Yeah.
I think even without TJ either way. But yeah, Matt, if they don't leave a millionaire, they will leave with the knowledge to at least become a millionaire here in the near future with what we're going to be talking about today. I do believe that for certain.
Yes, of course. A lot of people joining the live streams always talk about why plus EV betting does not work outside of the live streams, but once they come inside the live streams, that's when they actually interpret, understand, and begin to compartmentalize everything that we're teaching. So we're going to go through some advanced concepts. We're going to be sniping value. It's going to be a lot of fun, and a lot of you guys just sit tight, enjoy the ride, and let's do it. Let's actually make some money today. I made a lot of money last night. I ended up 1.2K on the evening. I'm sorry, that was the night before last night. Last night was 685. If you guys want to check out verified Pickett trackers on both me and Dustin to further prove ourselves, you guys can do that as well. Head over to our Pickett profiles. We're going to teach you guys how to actually become profitable sports bettors. So let's do this. We have Sam Howell at the very top here of the optimizer. I'm sure you see it, Dustin. 36.5. Yep. This should be removed like instantly here pretty soon. Don't know why. Well, let's actually take a look. Let's dive into this thing. This thing is actually pretty interesting on second comparison. It's kind of all over the place. And I actually posted a prop like this earlier. I forget what it was. I think it was a basketball prop. But this thing is actually set to 36.5 on Prizepicks, 36.5 on FanDuel. So it actually directly agrees. And it's even offered at a better price on FanDuel. The entire market, the rest of the market anyway, Hot Streak 35.5. We have Jock Market 34.5 and Parlay Play 34.5. So now we have literally half the industry agreeing on one side, the other half agreeing on the other. So we don't know what to do with this prop. Dustin, I personally would avoid this prop on Prizepicks. I would take this, the better value, slightly better, of course, on FanDuel if it was available in my state. And I would take the other prop on the other side of it on Jock Market and Parlay Play, given the discrepancy of 2 pass attempts, which is actually pretty substantial for football for Sam Howell. I would middle these two if I could. So if anything, I would take the over on Jock Market or Parlay Play. I would not take the under on Prizepicks, just simply because it's being offered at a slightly better price on FanDuel. That being said, Parlay Play would be where I would play that. There's not a right or wrong answer here, but definitely a sharper play would be on those two apps. Do you disagree with that, or do you agree?
No, I totally agree. I think I'd like it better on FanDuel on the under of 36.5 at the current moment, just because we got 3 books that are lower there than these two, Prizepicks and FanDuel. I mean, DFS apps, I guess. But either way, I'd rather play the under on FanDuel 100%.
Yeah, and I would definitely middle these two, just because you have, think about it, guys. We have 5 price points. 2 of the 5 are agreeing with this 36.5, and then 2 of the other 5 are agreeing with the 34.5, and then we have one smack dab in the middle, slightly favoring the under. So you could make an argument here. The sharper projection is actually going to be on the under of 36.5, but there's really not an easy way to interpret this data. So personally, again, if you go in the middle of this, you could take it on Prizepicks, 36.5 on the under, and the over on Parlay Play. Again, 2 pass attempts does move the needle a lot there, which explains that difference and that very high percent odds to hit. So again, the tool itself, you can visualize a lot of different ways why certain plays make sense and why they do not, why it's sharp and why it's not. You don't just look at the optimizer and assume, hey, immediately, this is a fantastic play. In this exact situation, it doesn't line up with this being a fantastic play. It directly agrees with another app. Anyway, not to harp on that too much, the next best play here would be Valanciunas. Now, this one's also up for interpretation because we have a really high prop here. Projection set to bet MGM at 25.1, but we have one way down here, ESPN Bet, new betting app, set their projection down to 23.8. Now, it's very obvious here that Prizepicks is set theirs all the way up here to 26. So yeah, you could technically play the under here. It is pretty aggressive on Prizepicks, but I don't know. What are you thinking? What do you think we should do with this prop?
Well, I feel comfortable taking the under here on Prize Picks, just being that both of these books are lower. Obviously, you can't really middle this bet, being
No, you
that the
can't.
sports books don't have a fantasy score market. So I wouldn't mind taking the under of 26 fantasy score for Valanciunas, just being the fact that they are both lower. I mean, even if it's just BetMGM, they're still off by about one. We usually like to see that around 1.5. So I guess maybe not as confident in it, but it does feel good seeing that ESPN is down to 23 and a half.
Yeah, 23.8 for sure.
So
And
not the strongest feeling taking that under. Like you mentioned, just because it's literally the same exact such scenario as Sam Howell there. So maybe it's not the best one, but I would feel okay taking it.
yeah, another prop that actually looks really good. So, like to directly compare it to the Valanciunas play, if we take a look here at Aaron Gordon, and I'm using the fantasy score screen. So, what we're doing is we're deriving a fantasy score, guys, from these sports books. Where when you take a look at a fantasy score, right, you have actual player props that go into these multipliers, right? Like these are actual real pieces of data points, right? So 1 point for Valanciunas on his projection equals 1 point. 1 rebound equals 1.2. You guys get that, right? For anybody who's played fantasy scores, what we do is we take that data from these sports books and we come up with these projections. So if you take a look at Aaron Gordon, Dustin, we have two that are closely relatable to that 32 mark, and then DraftKings being sharper, historically speaking, sit down to 29.5. So all that taken into consideration, yeah, this 32 number is clearly off. Even if we went with that 31.2 number, still, 1 point off. And we're taking the market average here. And when we're taking a look at the difference, Aaron Gordon actually looks pretty darn good. So 54.33% is what we're showing for the under here. I'm pretty confident in taking that one as well. So if you want to go Aaron Gordon, and a lot of people don't like Aaron Gordon unders for whatever reason, he's been doing pretty well to start the season. I think, that's what it is. Yeah, a lot of casuals in my DMs, in my Twitter ads. I have no idea how Aaron Gordon's doing. I'm just looking at data here against the Pelicans. Now this one, Aaron Gordon against Valanciunas. If this was a center versus center, this would be negatively correlated, right? Because if one center is doing well, the other's probably not. One's taking rebounds from the other. But Aaron Gordon technically considered a small forward, power forward. So, there's some slight, I'm not going to say negative correlation, but they do, they could easily both have bad games is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I have to say about Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, so we could toss that in. Mitchell Robinson under fantasy score there. Basically exactly what you're mentioning with Aaron Gordon. This time we only have two books. Average difference between the two books. This is off by 1.4 average compared to those. So I wouldn't mind throwing Mitchell Robinson under in there as well. Now, obviously, not on either one of their teams, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Robinson.
I also really like this Riley Patterson play. I want to talk about the Riley Patterson play. I've already taken it many times. But this is set to minus 119, right? When we look at the market average across the board, all these sports books are setting their lines independently. We know minus 135 here on DraftKings, considered pretty sharp. We have BetMGM minus 140. We have Caesar set to minus 139. And then we have all these other sports books, right? Heavily juicing the over, which is uncommon. NFL kickers usually are favoring the under, depending on the game script, of course. But the Lions happen to be in the red zone a lot, very often. So Riley Patterson hitting the over of 1.5 here. He's also been balling out for the Detroit Lions. As you can see, very mispriced here on Prizepicks. Minus 119 is the value that you get in 5-man flex slips and 6-man. Now, I get it. It's not exactly over that 54.26% mark, but we're looking at average odds, right? So we have Valanciunas all the way up here at 54.95. We have Aaron Gordon above that mark as well, even Mitchell Robinson, and then Riley Patterson slightly below that. So I really like that play. Great as a filler. Who doesn't like a nice over from a field goal kicker, right?
Right. It feels good. It feels good for sure.
It does feel good.
Now going from there, we're getting a little steep down past that with any of these other props like James Harden's 53.97, Herbert Jones fantasy score 54.02. We might be able to do that, or we could see if we find something maybe on the middling tool that we can compare and at least find here good on Prizepicks. Unless we middle one of those plays. I know you've probably middled those a few times. I think I've seen a couple of tweets with Cause, I believe it's pronounced.
Okay, yeah, I don't know any of those guys' names. I have middled those, and I think I've gotten them at better numbers at that point. Another play. So I just want to show you guys. We were talking about this at the beginning of the live stream. Sam Howell is now bumped. He was at 36.5 on Prizepicks. So now you start to see the market closing in. It looks like Jock Market got rid of their projection. They are so scared. A lot of people hammered the over there, and a lot of people hammered the under on Prizepicks. So I'd be interested to see what FanDuel looks like. I'm just curious now. This is like more of an educational point. But the market should be closing on Sam Howell passing completion attempts, rather. Yeah, that's still there at 36.5. So the market's now closing in. I wouldn't be surprised to see FanDuel now shifting downwards. If you have FanDuel, I would take the under here at 36.5. Seems a little bit aggressive according to the market. Anyway, it's really nice to see just the logic kind of working out here on Sam Howell.
Not to interrupt on this good
quest.
point, but Herter, I don't know if he's still available on Prizepicks, but he's popping up on the optimizer. I think he might have just got removed off Prizepicks.
Oh, fantasy score? Oh, we have a lot.
Unless my keyboard is not working with me. Yeah, I think.
Oh, did he really just get removed? So what news dropped? So this is another great thing to talk about because that's definitely what just happened.
I'm trying to see. I don't see anything at the very second. But yeah, typically what we see whenever we see somebody's player props going up, the optimizer just like that, something happened to spark that via the sports books, and we're seeing in real time. Oh, these sports books. So everybody's adjusting right now. Just a second ago, DraftKings was the highest on his under of 3.5 field goals. Or sorry, not 3-pointers made, and now they are up along with other books. Looks like FanDuel is lacking there. So if you have FanDuel, could probably snipe that at a good number. But yeah,
he has gone on Prizepicks. That's actually pretty surprising that they there's definitely news coming out because now Harrison Barnes' props are shifting all over the place. So looks like Harrison Barnes would be the last leg here over fantasy score. Something happened here to make Herter's numbers go down and Harrison Barnes's to go up. It looks like ESPN Bet is shifting their number drastically upwards along with BetMGM. What I would do is I would get in Harrison Barnes right now. Give yourself 5 minutes to see how the market adjusts. But this number for fantasy score looks great. It might just simply be because they're playing my San Antonio Spurs and they suck. But 18.5 here, Harrison Barnes. That looks great right now. Looks like the market is now shifting. Give yourself 5 minutes here to
Barnes
cancel
bumped
this.
19.
19? He just got bumped? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So if you guys are able to get that in, that's a great slip. I'll go ahead and remove Harrison Barnes. Assume that you guys haven't been able to get that in. And yeah, it's just we are waiting for another play here to pop up for Prizepicks. In the meantime, we can go to the middling tool. I didn't really give it that good of a look here. But I think there's nothing anyway. We can go ahead and switch gears to another fantasy app if you want to do so.
Yeah, I'm just kind of peeking real quick across the apps. Make sure that we're not see if we're able to get that herder value anywhere, but make sure it wasn't removed. Might be able to snipe some of this value off of parlay play. It's actually been nice to see some value on parlay play as of lately. So we could maybe head over there. Herder's up 16.5 points on the under. Let me see if he's still on.
Yeah,
parlay play.
they're still up there. And you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I would do right now, guys? I'm going to do this personally. Let's go ahead and take the over of Sam Howell. Just because Jock Market adjusted theirs and now parlay play is behind. Let's take the over of passing attempts. That's still there, at least from what I see. And we'll take the under of Herder if that's still up there for points.
Yep. Under 6.
And that's a two-man power. Yeah, that's a two-man power.
They're coming down to like 14.5 points.
Oh, you mean like the books? Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. All right.
Yeah, and I'll explain why two-man powers are completely fine in this exact situation. We are actually against the clock here with Kevin Herter. Very clearly moving. Do we not know the news yet? There has to be something affecting this.
Let me check.
These they don't randomly just adjust. That's the two-man power I would get in, guys. If you haven't used code DGF on Parlay Play, be sure to do so now. It helps us out, helps you guys out. Get 100% match up to $100. 6-man. Insured slip is definitely plus EV for a lot of these plays, but right now, two-man power. The reason why I'm getting this in is simply because we saw earlier in the live stream how Prizepicks FanDuel agreed with a projection of 36.5. We saw parlay play Jock Market agreeing with 34.5. That's a huge middling opportunity if you're able to bet on FanDuel or Prizepicks, right? But on the flip side, you can take the over, parlay play, 65% chance is what we're giving based on the market data. And then Kevin Herter, the lines are adjusting downward. Do we have an update on that?
No, I'm not seeing anything. I haven't gotten any updates or anything like that.
So it's kind of cool to see because the news doesn't have to necessarily be public for the sportsbook to adjust, but it's very clear here that everything's adjusting. Or maybe they're just opening lines and Prizepicks was that far off, but parlay play is also that much off. So that's also weird. I don't know.
Seeing if I can maybe get us out a 6-pick here in time to maybe cancel that 2-man if we can. It's a lot of props. So we definitely, obviously, Sam Howell's a great play. Herter's a great play. Lauri Markkanen over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Set the 35.5 across all of the sports books here. So you get it one lower here on parlay play. Owner, he's at 5.5 on hot streak with heavy juice, minus 222 on the over. So I mean, you get it at 6. Not my favorite whenever we're getting the worst number. I'd rather come down to Rick Woolen at 3 tackles plus assists on the over. Set the 3.5 on all the sports books. Take that. Aiden O'Connell, set the 31.5 on the sports books. On parlay play. Set the 32.5 on most of these sports books. 30.5 on FanDuel there, Matt. Really good play there on the over of 30.5.
Sorry,
on
say it again.
FanDuel.
I was getting rid of my promo on.
No, you're
parlay play.
You're good. 30. Oh God, they love you, man. They love giving you those. 30.5 for Aiden O'Connell on FanDuel right now. 32.5 on the rest of the books. 31.5 here on parlay play. Since the consensus in the market is at 32.5, I'm still okay. I mean, not everybody has access to FanDuel there, but I'm still okay taking the over 31.5 here. And then if we want to just round it off, that Trevor Etienne play looks to be solid. Juiced on the over of 51.5 on the sports books. You get it at 48.5, so just a couple of yards of value. I would suggest throwing that in there.
Yeah, I know a lot of you can't play.
That's true.
Shoot, I clicked the wrong one. 34.5 here with Sam Howell. Yeah, I mean, FanDuel's been it's very clearly off that FanDuel is elite for that type of value play here on O'Connell. That one is so far off that almost makes, I mean, like clearly parlay play and FanDuel are off here. So that number is going to readjust to 32.5 at some point in time. So yeah, if you guys have FanDuel, that is a crazy good play for O'Connell.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know most people don't have it. But if you can't get Trevor Etienne, I would just come down here and snag Alex Highsmith over 3.5 tackles plus assists. Just on the over of 3.5. So no discrepancy there. 54.12. Still solid play considering, although it's not above that 54.26% or whatever it might be. We have that 65%er in Howell. We have a 57%er in Kevin Herter. So we're looking for the average fair odds percentage right around that 54.3%, we'll say, in order for this slip to be plus EV. So this would certainly be a plus EV slip.
Mm-hmm.
And I can read it off one more time in case anybody has missed it on parlay play. Sam Howell over 34.5 pass attempts. Kevin Herter under 16.5 points. Lauri Markkanen over 34.5 points, rebounds, assists. Aiden O'Connell over 31.5 pass attempts. Tariq Woolen over 3 tackles plus assists. And for those that can play college, I would play Trevor Etienne over 48.5 rushing yards. But if you can't play college, then replace with Alex Highsmith over 3.5 tackles plus assists. Yeah. That's for a 25x attempt. Now the same payout as Prizepicks for 25x for 6 of 6. Hate to see the payout changes, but we adjust, and still some good value we can find here on parlay play, especially as of today. I don't know what's going on today, Matt, but we're getting more value.
What's happening is we've got so many player props, so many NBA games to focus on, and just in general, the amount of volume and amount of amount of player props existing on the market. So there's so many options out there. So if you guys, I tell you this all the time, but if you guys want to test out like if this strategy actually works, now would be the time to actually test it. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are generally going to be the best times to do that because there's the most available player props just across the market for NBA, for NFL, college football, basketball now. Insane if you can play college basketball, the amount of games. Fliff. I mean, what a better app like to bet on than Fliff. It's insane how much value is available when it comes to Fliff all the time. All the time. You can literally what I like to do is tweet out a lot of plays that are easier, quote unquote, easier to hit, that are still plus EV so that people actually see the value. There's always so much value across the board with some of these alternate lines. Like, for instance, a player double here on Torrey Craig over on Fliff. Like, be my guest. I would personally take that if I was scanning the market right now and taking all these player props. But like, as you guys can see here, it only has a 9.59%. That might even be too high. 9.59% chance for Torrey Craig to hit the over on double. But it's still comparing directly to the market. Still fantastic value. You're getting, think about it, $100, right? You're putting down on this player prop, Dustin. Just between the market average and Fliff, you're getting an extra like almost $300 in return if you were to place this on Fliff, which is insane, right? Absolutely insane when you look at that and compare it to the market. So,
certainly, yeah. There's definitely plus money plays all the time. And I know we've given out a few, plus 100, plus 125 and stuff like that. But like even these plays right here, these to go the distance, like at plus 175, plus 190, people get scared of a play, like even with that much, odds to go the opposite direction, right? And there's just value on it. I mean, minus or plus 175 for Talbot and Aguirre. I've actually already taken this. It's plus 175 on Fliff. Average odds of plus 127. So there's clear value there. I mean, in DraftKings, obviously a sharp sports book, like you've mentioned historically, plus 110, even lower than BetRivers and FanDuel. So if they adjust down, like that's going to be an even better play, obviously. But these plays are on here all the time. All the time. Yep. And you can take advantage of it, not just the player props. Ooh. Obviously, everybody loves the Fliff player props, Matt, so we can go to the odds to hit and find it, a solid player prop one way or another like that. But still, value everywhere else, not just on these player props.
I actually took this play already, too, and I took it only when they had DraftKings and BetRivers, but now that FanDuel is also supporting this, yeah, I mean, this play looks even better. I think I got this when it was showing, like 6% plus EV. But the fact that they came in here, FanDuel's closely related to BetRivers is why it's gone down a little bit. 4.79% is still insane. Plus 175. You come on, guys. You guys can see this. You get $40 more for placing this on Fliff as opposed to FanDuel and BetRivers, which is just insane. Also, rest in peace, BetRivers. I got limited on that after like 10 bets on the weekend. Dude, they are trash when it comes to limiting. So definitely not sharp, but FanDuel, DraftKings definitely are considered more sharp. So nice to have that book of grants. Earlier
today, I had tweeted out a play, Matt. It was Xavier in Washington in college basketball. And I know not everybody can get college basketball, but under 154.5 total score. And I got it at minus 105 seconds after I placed the bet. I tweeted as soon as I tweeted, I'm getting, the whole bump to the odds have changed, blah, 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 right away because they moved it to minus 145.
Oh, yeah.
In seconds. So from minus 105 to minus 145 in seconds. I mean, and that made me spark another tweet following that, just like how important it is to have a tool like this or how underrated a tool like this is. Not even just DGF, but just in general, to be able to have all of these books in one place at the same time. Like I would have never known that prop was, or that bet was even up on the board or up on Fliff unless I seen it up here on the optimizer. And I would have never known on top of that it's so mispriced on Fliff as opposed to the market. And same thing with all these player props on Prizepicks. Like you think that I would have known that Paulo Banchero was posted at 27.5 points of rebounds, or that I would have known that was a great play off the top of my head? Probably not, right? No. I seen that as soon as it got posted, Prizepicks was off in comparison to the market, the sports books that is, and because of the optimizer. And I seen it that it was posted, and then I seen that it was mispriced, so I got it. I mean, it's just crazy how much this tool really does help find these sharp plays.
Now, I always get the comment like, why sell a tool that you can look up for free? You can look across
Good
sports books
luck.
for free. It's like, dude, like, so you guys have to understand like the value of being able to find these immediately with the click of a refresh button is, the most important thing. And we'll never beat the people who obviously say that this process doesn't work. But like for anybody who does believe this, who thinks that the market controls where the sharp projections are and stuff, and you're actually trying to do this manually, yeah, good luck. Good luck switching over to DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, comparing projections real quick, and then doing and making sure that it's actually profitable long term. Yeah, I mean, like, that's another thing. It's like we don't talk about the math under the hood, right? You have to devig these lines. You have to find the true percent odds to hit, which is what we're doing immediately. It's the reason why my computer sounds like it's about to take off and become a spaceship here, because there's always computing math behind the scenes here to find profitable bets. So anyway, good point to bring up. And I'm still trying to scope out a slip for you guys. Like I have 4 here, and while you were talking, Dustin, I missed out on a couple here that I was trying to get in, but they were getting bumped immediately. And that should be more than enough proof to prove to you guys that these are sharp bets. The second that Prizepicks sees an edge, the sports books, the sports bettors have an edge, they're going to remove the prop. Like, why would they keep it on there if it's presenting a mathematical edge? It makes zero sense why they would keep that on there. So the fact that they're removing this is another reason why you guys should believe just seeing it visually happen. Why
Right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. We went on like value's been flying like crazy all morning. Then all of a sudden we go live, Matt, and then it's like, okay, we'll slow it down. DGF is live. We don't need all 100 people just hammering the same bet right now. Yeah. So they slow down, giving us the value. That's okay.
We also
when we get off, we'll hit more even then.
Ooh, here's another one that just popped up. Jokic under 22.5 rebounds plus assists. If you guys want to include this in the last leg, I know that a lot of you have this slip that you're building right here in front of you. Let's see if this is available. This will be insane if this is already bumped. No, it hasn't. Rebounds plus assists, right? 22.5. Yeah. So go ahead and get this slip in, guys. Jokic 22.5. Riley Patterson over 1.5. Aaron Gordon under fantasy. Ooh, I don't like that negative correlation at all with Valanciunas. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of Valanciunas real quick. I'm going to replace him with... You guys can cancel if you've already done that. Why are they all from the Pelicans game? This is making me cringe.
I know.
Come on. Give me something. I can't help the value that's being given, guys. Come on. Oh, that's not good. I'm trying. I really am. I'm struggling because I really wanted to get a Prizepicks slip for you guys, but this is very obviously off too.
Can't force it. You can't. Sometimes we just can't force it, and it's not worth it to do that in the first place. I want to.
We can take the CS2 plays if you guys haven't already. If you've already middled these, then don't take them obviously again because, dude, I got Malbs MB or MD, whatever his stupid name is, at like 36, I think, last night. Is he the one going down?
Yeah.
Yeah, kills I got 36 last night, which was insane. That was insane to see.
I love it. All the CSGO middling opportunities are right whenever I'm like getting my son in the bath.
Oh, me
and
too.
Getting bedtime going. It's like, golly. So yeah. I get a notification or something like CSGO middling opportunity. I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Well, have fun, guys. That's what I think in my head. Like, hopefully you guys are snagging them all.
So here's a slip. If Jokic hasn't been bumped yet, he's going to be very soon. It's James Harden under 12.5 rebounds plus assists. Riley Patterson over 1.5 field goals made, which, by the way, I've taken like 6 times now. Jokic under 22.5 rebounds plus assists. We have Malbs MD under 22.5 map 1 to 2 headshots, and then Cause under 20 headshots. Jokic still up there according to the optimizer. Were you guys able to get that in is the better question. Check the middling tool, somebody says. I'll check that while I'm at it. Are you saying that because you've seen plays or that you're just telling me just to check? So middling tool. We can talk about the middling tool. There's nothing on the board that makes sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense, so like for instance, if we take a look at this Aiden O'Connell, under 32, right? The entire market agrees with this 32, so why would you middle with a sharp projection, right? You would be taking the over on parlay play. That would make a lot more sense, which we did. Was that the projection that we took?
Yes.
O'Connell? Yeah, we did. That's funny. You wouldn't take that. You wouldn't take that on Prizepicks. You wouldn't take that on UD. Same thing with Sam Howell. Why would you take the under now in Prizepicks when we just took it at 36.5? Right? You would just take the over on parlay play. So a lot of these very popular player props like rebounds plus assists, points plus rebounds, there's not any good true middling opportunities where you're taking it on one side and the other. It's generally speaking with these niche sports and niche props. So like field goals attempted, there's been crazy places, Dustin, where Jaylen Brown, I remember it, where he's been like 3 field goals attempted off between UD and Prizepicks.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been fantastic because they're opening lines, right? So there's not a field goals attempted market. So why wouldn't you trust the middle in that sense? Well, there's actually some good plays down here. Bianc, he's 1.2 kills off.
Now, yeah, of course, middling tool, we're looking to middle across apps, essentially can be used to find some really off plays, especially on Hot Streak.
Hot Streak is just way off all the time.
It's been bonkers. I'm actually about to enter a slip now. If you want to have up the middling tool, and you can check it out. Domantas Sabonis, under 32 points plus rebounds at minus 113 on Hot Streak. 31.5 across all these books. Flip's got it at minus 120 on the under of 31.5. We get it one PR higher here at 32.5. And then we've already played Markkinen over 34.5, so I'm just skipping that. But right below that, LeBron James under 24.5 points. Look, he set the 23.5. I get it, LeBron James. I don't care. I'm listening to the math. I'm following the data. I'm following these DFS apps. Under 24.5, when all these other books have it set to 23.5, including Flip with juice on the under of minus 130. We get under 24.5 at minus 112. That's a 3.46 multiplier in a 2-man on Hot Streak right now. So better than what you're getting on any of your other DFS apps for a 2-man. So,
yeah,
and you're getting these plays with some value already in the lines that you're getting.
Trae Young just popped up under 10 assists. That seems aggressive. So as you guys can see here, whoa, what is going on in the sportsbook market? Look at this, guys. So the reason why this is a good play, this is actually another good talking point. We have 10.5, right? You can technically hit the under at 10.5 on FanDuel and DraftKings. You'd be getting paid crap, like absolute crap. If you were to take the under 10.5 at minus 200, minus 210, but on Prizepicks, even though it's 0.5 lower, you're still getting it at minus 119, that push probability, right? Because we're doing the math. We're doing the consensus percent odds to hit based on every single projection. So as you can see here, Caesar set to 9.5 with a near even line, we'll call it. 9.5. This one looks off on Bet Online, but it looks like it's readjusting. Regardless, consensus, like if you take a look at the 2 sharp sports books here, very heavily juiced on the under at 10.5. So I'm completely fine with taking the under here, 10.5 against Philly. Against Philly, for sure. For sure. This is mind-blowing how this has not been bumped yet. On
Trae?
Yeah, no, Jokic. I
must have missed that.
22.5, you see it up here? Rebounds.
Oh, sorry, you said 10.5, so I was confused.
Oh, sorry. 22.5
okay.
is what I meant.
Yes. Yeah, I have that locked in. Zach Collins just got removed off the board. I might not have been in your refresh, but it was in my refresh. He was at the top.
Ooh, what was it? Fantasy score?
No, over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. He was set to 11.5 on a lot of those books. I didn't get scoping out too much. I was trying to listen to you and get this Jokic play. So we can.
James Harden just got bumped, by the way, in my slip. If you guys see it live here.
Stuff. It's all the same plays we're talking about. There's just been a couple that they've given us. Oh, Terry McLaurin under 5 receptions.
Yeah, just pop up.
It's really good. Refresh 54.29. Something that we could work to get in this.
Nice.
You're still.
It does look good. It's juice on the under here. Well, not juice on the under. That's the even line on underdog. 50-50 shot here. Coming in at 4.5. 4.5 is the projection there. Yeah, I'd say that's another good one. Terry McLaurin under 5. That guy is so volatile. I never know what to play with McLaurin. Like, dude, sometimes his projections will be like 3.5 receptions, and then now it's like set to 5. It's like, what's going on with this guy? All last season, he was struggling to catch 4 in a game, and now I get it, completely different quarterback, different situation. But it's just funny the way that affects their performance, and now everybody loves Terry McLaurin, right? Like he's obviously doing very well this year. very well this year.
Except for whenever we needed them in a correlation slip on
that's
prime
how it
time.
always works.
I think he was the only one that missed for whatever reason. He just did not get targeted. Like you said, very volatile guy this year, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've forgiven him.
Yeah, correlation. By the way, there was a correlation slip last night that was all unders on Underdog. No pun intended. If you guys were able to get that, I know it popped up on the correlation tool. Unders were the move last night. So yeah, the overs of the Prizepicks slips did not hit. The reason why we don't talk about unders on Prizepicks is because they alter the payouts. You know, technically some unders have better percent odds, but you'll see them on the Underdog where you are allowed to play them. And yes, even though you can get $20 in an entry, still extremely profitable to be able to do that over the volume, over the amount of games that are presented to you in the weekend. College football, we talk about NFL, NBA, soon to be NHL. So you know what? Let's go ahead and switch over. Let's end this stream, Dustin, on a correlation note. Let's give away some correlation slips.
Let's do it.
Maybe like two.
One quick note. Yes, let's do it. One quick note. Boom Fantasy. If you guys don't have Boom Fantasy, use code DGF to sign up. First off, second off, they also allow unders, and we've seen plenty of hits on the unders over there on Boom Fantasy. So you're missing out if you don't have that downloaded just yet.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like Prizepicks in here. Let's do one slip Prizepicks. Let's do one UD, and let's do for NFL. And what we're gonna do, because I know they're the most profitable slips. Let's take Raiders Dolphins, whatever slip this happens to be. Well, 354% profit margin. So this is incredible.
Have you already revealed it?
Oh, you already have?
No, have you already revealed it?
I just did now.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say TJ did give that one out. Actually, it's different. It's slightly different. So yeah,
the reason why it's different is because I hate you. Wow, that one's. You know what? This slip ticks me off because it's so non-conventional. It's literally the two best wide receivers on each team, and it just happens to be that way because if we take a look at the Prizepicks optimizers, guys, I'll show you this. All these props happen to be slightly very soft. I'll prove it to you guys. Do you remember the slip that he gave out?
Yes, I think I actually have it played. Okay, so it was the quarterback's overs, pass yards, but then where this differentiates is Jalen Waddle over receptions, over 4.5 receptions, and then Jacoby Myers was over 4.5 receptions, and Jalen Phillips over 4.5 tackles. So that one had a little bit of a different.
Oh, really?
Thrown into
tackles.
It. Yeah, so it has tackles.
Wow. Yeah, so as you guys can see here, slightly favoring the over. You're getting a 3-yard discount here on Devontae Adams right now. He's set to 71.5 across the market. Same thing with Jacoby Myers, slightly softer. So again, the correlation tool is always adjusting to the market. This one just ticks me off because it's so conventional. Let me pick the next one. Chargers and Packers should be fun. Hopefully it's non-conventional here. Yeah, we do. We have touchdowns and passing attempts. That's fun. Touchdowns on Herbert. We have Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson. Romeo Doubs over yards, and same thing with Watson over yards. I really like that one. That one's going to be fun. I'm going to go ahead and get that one in. I haven't entered any correlation slips yet for the week. That one's good. I like that one.
Yeah. Yep. I like that one a lot. Now, Matt, do we want to address, somebody said college football is done.
That is not true.
Exactly.
College football is not done yet. College football just got rid of passing and receiving yards, which, yes, they are the heaviest correlated combo. But as you can see here, the profit margin on this slip is not far off because, again, we're now combining passing attempts. Allen Bowman, Donovan Smith, don't know who these guys are, don't care. We're now substituting passing attempts. By the way, I'm not going to give away too much secret sauce, Dustin, but passing attempts and passing completions combined with other types of player props are actually more heavily correlated than receiving yards and passing yards. So I'm just letting you guys know, even though it looks like on the surface they literally banned college football correlation, that's not even remotely close to true. I'm just letting you guys know. Not even like the edge went down like this much. So No, again, they will continue to alter their edges. Prizepicks will continue to do it. They can get rid of single game correlation, but it will not stop us from combining plays within multiple slips, multiple games to combine in multiple slips. So all of this, guys, is happening behind the hood. We have so many backup plans, and as you can see, now is the time to take advantage of correlation. So, yes, we have plans on adding NHL to the correlation tool. Is there a way to correlate? Yes, there are. Yep. Any jock market? Good question. Jock market's always being annoying with their correlation. There's no profitable plays right now.
You haven't gave out a UD one, right?
Nope. Which one do you want?
I mean, I don't even know which one I want. How about actually that top one? Let's do the Cowboys Panthers. I haven't looked at it yet.
Panthers. That just seems like the most lopsided affair. I hope the Panthers can keep it remotely close if it's all overs, and it is not. Passing. Oh. Okay. This is terrifying. So what this is insinuating, Dustin, is that the game remains close enough, because this is fun. This is actually pretty fun. This game remains close enough to where the Panthers rely more on the run than they normally would. Not saying that they blow them out or anything, but they rely more on the run than they have to. Let's say one of their running backs breaks off for a huge run. Well, then obviously Bryce Young is not going to pass the ball. And the Cowboys, because due to how close the game's going to be, is now going to be, he's going to be more inclined to throw the ball. So now we have very soft projections on the Dallas Cowboys side. I don't know what their projections are comparing them back to the market, but I can guarantee you they're soft. Michael Gallup at 19.5. That just looks soft.
That's what I was just about to say. That
looks very soft. So anyway, this is fun. Passing attempts go over for Dak Prescott and under for Bryce Young. Maybe he runs the ball more. I don't know. That could happen. So anyway, this is definitely correlated towards the game script that the Panthers keep it close, than people expect. That one's fun. I like that one. I actually like that one a lot. Because you know what? That goes against everything that people believe to be true for this game script. What's the spread before we get off? Do we happen to know the spread on that game?
I don't. I'd imagine it's like
I'm going to pull it up on my
13 and a half.
13 and a half is your guess? Yeah, I would. That's actually a pretty good guess. I'm going to say that's a very good guess, Dustin. I would say 13 and a half is pretty accurate. I'm going to say it's closer to 10.
Could be. I think maybe the Dolphins was right around 13 and a half. Let's see.
Panthers, Cowboys, spread. Who are the Dolphins playing again? Oh, the Raiders.
Okay. I got it. I'm pulling up right now. Cowboys, 10 and a half.
Yeah? There you go.
DraftKings, yep. 10 and a half for the Cowboys.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Doable. Yeah, Dolphins is what I was thinking. That's the only one I remember seeing.
I would expect the Cowboys to be more of a favorite against the Panthers than I would the Dolphins to be more of a favorite against the Raiders. Not because I think the Dolphins are that good. It's more so I think the Dolphins are a little bit inflated due to their offense, and the Raiders aren't as bad as people think they are. They're bad. I just think that the Dolphins can get. I think the Dolphins' defense is so bad compared to what people actually think. And it's very clear. It's very clear, dude. Do you see how many teams just drop points on them? So again, if the Raiders can show up on defense just a little bit. Oh, wow, this is a lot of fundamental analysis. All right, well, let's go ahead and get off. We're going off the rails.
Well, it just proves my point. Both of us just set the lines or just said that we would, have it this or that. That's the reason why we don't do it, and we just pull those lines into our app or our website here, right, Matt? That's why we don't do that.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because Bryce Young now going under passing attempts makes a lot more sense now that the spread's only minus 10.5, right? If they keep it within 2 touchdowns, that could easily be true. Easily. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Easily. Imagine they keep it within a touchdown. Then, Bryce Young's not throwing over 34. He's not going to... You kidding me? Why would they do that?
That'd be a fun one to flex there, wouldn't it?
That would be. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I have people knocking on my door. I have people running upstairs. I think there's chaos at my house, so I got to go check to make sure everybody's okay. Dustin, any last words before we sign off?
No, that's going to be it. Everybody have a really good weekend. Good luck playing all these correlation slips across college football, NFL, etc. tonight, big NBA night. So good luck if you have plenty of bets in NBA, which you should. Volume. And that's it for me. Appreciate it, guys.
Cash.
Rising with each beat of the